Mr. Hanlon, if you could show that currently myself and Councilwoman Opp are present and Mr. Greedy is absent. So we are here tonight to review Bill 46. Mr. Hanlon, could you read Bill 46?
Bill 46 amends the 2018 general fund budget by deleting a clerk 3 position in the Bureau of Health and creating community health specialist. A bilingual Spanish is required position at a 12M.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hanlon. The administration, Ms. Kistler.
Well, basically, we had a clerical vacancy that we had to hold for a little bit of time pending an HR outcome. And when we held that clerical vacancy, we started trying to look at whether we could modernize some of the ways we were doing some of the by-hand grant accountability work. By getting a few tablets, by computerizing some of the data entry, by getting people to do more data entry in the field, we didn't have as much clerical work in that program. But what we do have is a tremendous demand for our safe and healthy homes, home safety inspections. And right now we have just Barb Hassler, who's a phenomenal employee, but the demand is huge. And Barb is English speaking only, and we're getting more and more requests for Spanish speakers. So what we'd like to do is take that clerical position and make it a boots on the ground community health specialist position that can help us better serve the Spanish speaking residents, but then also cross-train that position into a number of other community health specialist duties where we're a little lean on the ability to speak Spanish.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna, before I ask any of my questions, I'm gonna open it up to Ms. Affa as part of the committee, if she has any questions.
So this position you said would have twofold, you train them also to do,
We're gonna train them, what I'm really working on is trying to get all of our community health specialists to be generalists so that they can work in all the programs based on the demand. So we're cross-training everybody. But they all live in a cost center and they have a primary program. So this would be 75% funded in the injury prevention program for the safe and healthy home visits, and 25% in our public health emergency preparedness program, where we're trying to work better with daycares where we may have Spanish-speaking staff to get better planning for preparedness issues, citizen preparedness, those kinds of duties. Those would be the primary, but they'd be cross-trained in just about everything a community health specialist does in the health department.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Affa. Any other members of council?
Yes.
Mr. Zucco.
Is this a union position?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the difference in the rate between the 8M and the 12M?
Well, basically, it's about 18, well, we start, let's see here, it's about 16.4, I believe, in, I don't understand, in the hourly rate?
No. What is the difference in the pay rate from the 8M to the 12M? In other words, how much more money is the city gonna have to come up with for this position?
Okay, basically, in this calendar year, we're budget neutral because we've held the vacancy long enough to cover it. In the
Okay.
next calendar year, it's $15,431 if we hire someone who's on the top of the pay step. Because it'll be an internal bidder option.
Sure.
If we go to the outside, it'll be far less because it would start at the beginning step. So our worst case scenario would be $15,400, but we have 50% of that already committed by the grant, and we're writing grants to try to commit more. So right now, we would be looking next year at an increase in cost of about $7,000 if I can't get any other grants to cover the position.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zucco. Any other members of
Yes.
council?
And you said that is needed because yours, there's more Spanish-speaking people calling you, so.
Most definitely, and the Safe and Healthy Homes visits are for families with very young children. So it's very important that we convey the information that the families will actually understand, because we're often giving information about the issues that aren't really code enforcement issues, but are really important safety issues.
Safety issues.
Anchoring, bookcases and looking at ovens that aren't anchored to the wall, those kinds of situations. The other thing is that we can always ask a community health specialist to do clerical work, but I can't ask a clerical staff person to do community health specialist work. So it gives me the ability to use them in two ways.
Okay, thank you. So it's needed. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Moda. My only question, and you sort of touched on this already, Ms. Kistler, is some of the specific duties that this person would do with the enhanced position in terms of going out into the community and dealing with that. You mentioned a little bit of it in terms of the home health, But some of the other health programs, because as you said, you're trying to cross-train them and everything. So could you give us a rundown of what those duties would entail?
Definitely. We have the childhood lead poisoning prevention program where we go out and instruct families on how to reduce a child's elevated blood lead level. Community health specialists do that education. We have mammograms and pap smear programs in the hospital-based settings. Community health specialists do that program. Also, our sexually transmitted disease and TB clinic, the initial interviews by the patients are done by community health specialists. And then we also have community health specialists going out to all of our neighborhood group activities, public speaking. Anytime you want someone to come out into the community and give some type of instruction, it's usually a community health specialist that will go out to provide that kind of public health education. They can be car seat technicians trained to install the car seats. They do all of that kind of work. So eventually this person would be trained in all of that.
Okay, and currently how many do you have for the community health specialists?
We have a total of 8 community health specialists right now, and this would make it 9.
Okay, and how many of them currently are bilingual?
3.
3. So this would then take it up to about 40, little more than 40% of your staff that would be bilingual when we're looking at roughly 55 to 60% of the citizens are bilingual.
I apologize, we have 4 right now. This would take it to 5.
So then, okay, so we would be roughly in line with the number of citizens in
Yes.
terms of a percentage.
Yes.
Fantastic, excellent. Thank you very much, Ms. Kistler. If there's nothing else from council, I'm going to open this up to the general public. All right, seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to move this forward.
I will make a motion to move forward
Favorably?
to.
And I will second the motion by common consent. All right, Mr. Hanlon, could you please show that Bill 46 was moved forward by common consent favorably? And that was all we have on the agenda, so this meeting now stands adjourned.